Welcome to Food for Thought. It's been a long time. Well, for me, it felt like it's been a long time since I actually uploaded, since I've touched the mic, since I've even thought about it. You know what I'm saying? I've been really just living the life, experiencing, and gathering up wisdom. Something I did actually record an episode on fear, but I felt like I should live my life more and pay attention to my thinking and what's going on in my life more, and where do I have fear and how do I cope with that fear, or how do I not overcome but accept that fear. So the thing about fear is it's the false evidence appearing real. At all times it's false evidence appearing real because it's you creating the illusion of fear. Really, and this goes back with my video about presence. Everything literally is what it is, but we get in a certain state of mind where we may get like anxiety or we get very nervous about certain things to the point we basically think of outcomes that make us scared, or think certain things like you can have fear, jealousy, envy, worry. All of that comes from you looking at a certain situation and feeling like it won't be enough for you, or it won't be the way that you want it to be. And that's where a lot of us fall short, including myself, because there's a lot of situations where I'm wanting a certain outcome, but at the same time, the certain outcome that I want is basically my faith. But in the back of my mind and my subconscious, there's fear. There's certain things. The opposite of what I want is what is coming up. And sometimes it's just as good as I want a situation to be. I can imagine it that good, but at the same time, I can imagine it just as bad. So you really have to cut through and get through that fear and not feed it so much as to your desired outcome. Because either or you might get, but being fearful before a situation even happens really wastes a lot of energy, which is a bunch of energy that you can use being present in the moment and just being aware of what's going on. And maybe think of it like this, because there's a lot of time that this happened to me. I might have been fearful for a situation, but me knowing I'm fearful and being aware of the fear made me move with presence. And as I moved with that presence and awareness and living in the now, I began to shape it to how I wanted it. It's certain things to make it how I want it. I don't know if I'm really like getting it out, but I'm saying I'm fearful of a situation and I'm so present to the point opportunities come up. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Opportunities come to me to turn it to positive, to get out of that fear. But if I'm living in that fear, I'm missing those opportunities and just letting the fear play through and letting the fear come fully out. And that's the deepest realization that I've had throughout this time I wasn't doing my podcast, because it was a bunch of days I was living in fear, and I would just step back and I'm like, dang, why I gotta look at it like that? Or why do I have to dwell in this state when I can pick myself up, when I can try to see the positive outcome? Because when you're trying to see the positive, even though you're fearful, you just have to be aware that you're fearful. That's the number one key. Be aware that you're fearful. Number two, be present. Or number two can be changed out as see or feel your desired outcome. Okay, you know your fear, but tell yourself what you want to see. And as you keep wanting to see that, opportunities will come up. So basically that opportunity is in the middle and it's waiting on your perspective So if your perspective is fear, that's what you're about to play out. And it might play out exactly how you thought it was going to happen. And you're going to say, dang, I knew that was going to happen. Yeah, you knew it was going to happen because that's the fear you wanted to play out. Just like if you wanted something good to happen, you like, oh, yeah, this going to happen. Yeah, yeah. And opportunities is coming up for this to happen. And when that desired outcome comes, you like, dang, I knew this good was going to happen. I knew this was going to come from me. You look at it like that. Because 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, that's how life is. If you sit back and you contemplate all the times you were fearful or that you had faith. So this was a quick podcast just about fear. It could have been longer, but I feel like this was like a little exercise you can do with yourself. Just listen to what I'm saying and try to understand what I'm saying. Don't feed the fear. Feed the faith.